Hey, this is Shelly, your mouthy mama at Talking Trash and Truths, and I want to share with you some quotes and excerpts from writers that I enjoy. Right now, I'm looking at Erma Bombeck. If I had my life to live over. Someone asked me the other day if I had my life to live over, would I change anything? My answer was no, but then I thought about it and I changed my mind. If I had my life to live over again, I would have waxed less and listened more. Instead of wishing away 9 months of pregnancy and complaining about the shadow over my feet, I'd have cherished every minute of it and realized that the wonderment growing inside me was to be my only chance in life to assist God in a miracle. I would never have insisted the car windows be rolled up on a summer's day because my hair had just been teased and sprayed. I would have invited friends over for dinner, even if the carpet was stained and the sofa faded. I would have eaten popcorn in the good living room and worried less about the dirt when you lit the fireplace. I would have taken the time to listen to my grandfather ramble about his youth. I would have burnt the pink candle that was sculptured like a rose before it melted while being stored. I would have sat cross legged on the lawn with my children and never worried about the grass stains. I would have cried and laughed less while watching television and more while watching real life. I would have shared more of the responsibility carried by my husband, which I took for granted. I would have eaten less cottage cheese and more ice cream. I would have gone to bed when I was sick instead of pretending their earth would go into a holding pattern if I wasn't there for a day. I would never have bought anything just because it was practical, wouldn't show soil, guaranteed to last a lifetime. When my children kissed me impetuously, I would never have said, later, now go get washed up for dinner. There would have been more I love yous, more I'm sorries, more I'm listenings, but mostly given another shot at life, I would seize every minute of it, look at it and really see it, try it on, live it, exhaust it, and never give that minute back until there was nothing left of it. I read that a really long time ago and I liked it. And it did make me think, would I change anything if I were to live my life over? Or would I just live my life over again? I mean, being the things that I've been through, there's been a lot of bad things, but I don't think I would give those up if it meant giving up the good stuff too. Because when I had good memories, I had really good memories. I've lived my life to the fullest as much as I can. You don't get to have as many stories as me and have been boring. But yeah, no, I think the first 50 years I spent on this planet, I'm good with them. I just wish I would have known not to worry as much and that everything was temporary. Now for some quick quotes and some Shelley commentary. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. Oh, won't God be surprised at that? He's going to be standing there going, I know. I saw you. I saw you. Get in here before I change my mind. When your mother asks, do you want a piece of advice? It's a mere formality. It doesn't matter if you answer yes or no, you're going to get it anyway. And ain't that the truth? Every single time my girlfriend would say, you know what, do you want some advice? I'd be like, no. Well, you're going to get it anyway. Let me tell you what you're going to do. You should da 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 da. It was like I just said no. Woman, do you not understand the word no? Like, I don't care. Stop talking to me. Please, let me figure it out by myself. And damn it if she wasn't always right. Don't worry about who doesn't like you, who has more, or who's doing what. Now, that's something I struggle with. because I love to say I don't give a F about anything, but I do. We all do. It's just you don't really want to admit it and show your weakness. The odds of going to the store for a loaf of bread and coming out with only a loaf of bread are 3 billion to 1. And I'm going to add to that and say, especially if you go to like Walmart. I have gone to Walmart to save money on, various items, shampoo, food, whatever. And I'm like, oh, I could save all this money. And I go with the list of like 6 things. And somehow I leave spending $350 and I have an entire new bathroom and I don't know what I spent it on because I only have like 4 bags. And where'd my money go? And to top that off, add insult to injury, I'll forget half the stuff that was on my list. Never fails, every time. All of us have moments in our lives that test our courage. Taking children into a house with a white carpet is one of them. Oh, it really is. It really, truly is. And that's when my grandmother comes out and my lips disappear. And suddenly I'm talking very, very quietly to them, going, you sit down, goddamn it, don't you move a muscle. Don't you touch anything. If you move, so help me God when I get you home. Written on her tombstone. I told you I was sick. On my tombstone, it's going to say, I can see you. Just to freak people out. Why not? I think it'd be fun. I mean, there's no need to be maudlin about it. Jeez. Just think of all those women on the Titanic who said, no, thank you, to dessert that night. And for what? Exactly. If you have the opportunity to do something, do it. If you want dessert, have the dessert. If you want to go somewhere, get off your ass and go there. I mean, what are you waiting for? Life doesn't go on forever. I come from a home where gravy is a beverage. Mm-hmm. Gravy is that red tomato sauce that y'all like to say is spaghetti sauce. It's not spaghetti sauce, it's gravy. All right. And it's not pork roll, it's Taylor ham. One thing they never tell you about child raising is that for the rest of your life, at the drop of a hat, you're expected to know your child's name and how old he or she is. Now, see, we had a problem with that in my house. Grandma could never remember who she was talking to. And she'd go to call one of us and she'd be looking dead at me, like right in the eye. And she'd be going, Tom, no, Marriott, no, keep going. Eventually you're going to hit my name. Go ahead. I'll give you a hint. Meh. And she, gotta be a smart ass. Someday you'll be old. Mm-hmm. It's here. Guilt, the gift that keeps on giving. And ain't that the truth? In an Italian Catholic household, there is an overabundance of guilt. There's enough to go around, everybody gets their fair share. Now, this one is really special to me. It's called The Special Mother. Most women become mothers by accident, some by choice, and a few by social pressures, and a couple by habit. This year, nearly 100,000 women will become mothers of handicapped children. Did you ever wonder how mothers of handicapped children are chosen? Somehow, I visualize God hovering over the earth, selecting his instruments for propagation with great care and deliberation. As he observes, he instructs his angels to make notes in a giant ledger. Armstrong, Beth, son, patron saint, give her Gerard, he's used to profanity. Forrest, Marjorie, daughter, patron saint, Cecilia. Routledge, Carrie, twins, patron saint, Matthew. Finally, he passes a name to an angel and smiles. Give her a handicapped child. The angel is curious. Why this one, God? She's so happy. Exactly, smiles God. Could I give a handicapped child to a mother who doesn't know laughter? That would be cruel. But has she patience? Asked the angel. I don't want her to have too much patience or she'll drown in a sea of self pity and despair. Once the shock and resentment wear off, she'll handle it. I watched her today. She has that feeling of self and independence that's so rare and so necessary in a mother. You see, the child I'm going to give her has his own world. She has to make him live in her world, and that's not going to be easy. But Lord, I don't think she even believes in you. God smiled. No matter, I can fix that. This one is perfect. She has just enough selfishness. The angel gasped, selfishness? Is that a virtue? God nods. If she can't separate herself from the child occasionally, she'll never survive. Yes, here's the woman whom I'll bless with a child less than perfect. She doesn't realize it yet, but she's to be envied. She will never take for granted a spoken word. She will never consider a step ordinary. When her child says mommy for the first time, she'll be present at a miracle and will know it. I'll permit her to see clearly the things I see: ignorance, cruelty, prejudice, and allow her to rise above them. She'll never be alone. I'll be at her side every minute of every day of her life because she's doing my work as surely as she's here by my side. And what about her patron saint? Asked the angel, his pen poised in midair. God smiled. A mirror will suffice. I love that. I have nothing quippy to add except that if you cried, trust me, you were not alone. I have discovered that one of the rich rewards of motherhood is casting maledictions on your children in the event they become parents. It's a unique way of saying, just wait, kid, you're going to get yours. And isn't that the truth? My grandmother was a master at that. Every time I did anything, even remotely out of line, she'd say, you know what, Michelle? I hope you have kids one day, and I hope they're just like you. Now, what the hell did I do to deserve that? Jeez. I hope you enjoyed some of my favorite Irma Bombeck quotes. She really does make me laugh. She has an interesting way of looking at things that just happens to be pretty much the way I look at things. I hope I made you smile, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you in the funny papers.